My overall feedback to Sydney Sweeney, if she were to watch this, is you need a PR team, babes, immediately. I think Sydney Sweeney might just be the problem. Hi guys, I'm Tati, welcome to Tati's Media, where I get to inform you while offering my perspectives on different things in the media. And in today's video, we'll be talking about Sydney Sweeney and just her overall character. Essentially a deep dive into Sydney Sweeney and her career controversies, at least the main ones, because there's a lot. I want to preface this video by saying this is not a cancellation campaign for Sydney Sweeney. She is a very talented actress, but I think that talent can only get you so far if you don't make note of your own patterns. And that's what we're going to be looking at today mainly, is Sydney Sweeney's patterns and how it's affecting how her audience views her. And if you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is an actress. Her main role is starring along her co-star Zendaya in the show Euphoria, and that is when her fame skyrocketed at its fullest potential. I want to take the controversy back to a while ago, because this was a while ago. In 2022, photos of Sydney's mom having a birthday party was going viral around Twitter and the internet because it seemed to be a MAGA themed birthday party. There were MAGA hats, Blue Lives Matter t-shirts, and just a whole political vibe that people did not go unnoticed, okay? And when we say MAGA themed, it says Make 60 Great Again.
In honor of Page 6 officially posting that Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, to that I say duh, because don't we remember her mom's 60th birthday party, the Make 60 Great Again hoedown that was in 2023? The party itself, super cute. They looked like they had a dang boot-crushing good time. But everybody was like catching it in the background that a bunch of people were wearing these red hats that said Make 60 Great Again. And then she had an interview with Variety magazine where she was like, no, those are not my political views. There were so many misinterpretations. The people in the pictures weren't even my family. The people who brought the things that people were upset about were actually my mom's friends from LA who have kids that are walking outside in the Pride Parade, and they thought it would be funny to wear because they were coming to Idaho. And this was all happening right before Anyone But You was coming out, so likely we didn't want any scandals before that was released. The way my jaw stayed in place when I read that headline, it was like, yeah, duh, nobody even needed to look that up. But I feel like we will now just see her everywhere in MAGA spaces. She's like going to speak at the RNC or something.
Although people are arguing that this is just like a birthday party theme and it may not mean anything, I just don't think we can factor that in here because of the Blue Lives Matter shirt. But also, usually when you have a birthday party theme, you typically like and enjoy the theme and support the theme. So I don't really understand. I don't get that. But anyway, but I don't get even more Sydney's response she took to Twitter when the photos were surfacing. People were claiming that Sydney was a Trump supporter. She says, "You guys, this is a wild and innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which is not the intention. Please stop making assumptions. Much love to everyone and happy birthday, Mom." Sydney, sweetie. Well, you know what? I can't say my piece until Mind Over Media. But as you could think, this response isn't going to go over well. It doesn't really confirm or deny if she's a Trump supporter. I feel like a lot of celebrities, when their parents or family members post about being Trump supporters, a celebrity will typically try to save themselves and be like, guys, like, I don't support everything that my family supports. I'm a grown adult. I'm in my 20s. I've moved out. I have my own career. Like, I'm not going to support everything my family supports. But she didn't even do that. So people were confused. From then on, it's been on and off whether Sydney's a Trump supporter and etc. So that's what happened there. If she's supporting that, then she's proudly representing a political movement that's associated with racism, anti-LGBTQ+, and white nationalism, which we'll get to that. But, you know, not great for your audience. Next, we have something a little bit more new, but not the newest thing. Bathwater ad controversy. This soap brand, I guess, reached out to Sydney to collaborate, and it was marketed as that they were selling soap made with Sydney's bathwater. I think people are getting a little bit confused, which I don't know how. They think that it's actually made with Sydney's bathwater, but that's like the whole marketing tactic, was that it was made with her bathwater, but it's actually not, you know? At least they know that their marketing tactics work. Ever since Euphoria season 2 came out, the show she mainly got known for, she went on a path of hypersexuality is what people have come to. One of them being the bathwater ad controversy. The ad is just disappointing. That's made a lot of other women uncomfortable, but she's just laying there seductively in the tub, and it just drew immediate criticism of her being hypersexual and trying too hard to capitalize off of her own looks. It was getting to the point where Sydney's brand sells based off of high sex appeal marketed ads. It just kind of feels like her ads are marketed towards little boys, basically. In a more recent controversy, as if all that wasn't, a bit she is reportedly now dating Scooter Braun. If you don't know who that is, he is just heavily hated through the entire community of Hollywood. I don't want to go too into him because this video isn't about him, but we're gonna watch a creator quickly explain on why people hate this man.
Scooter Braun has probably managed your favorite artist, but he's also ruined a lot of careers along the way, so here are 5 reasons why everyone hates Scooter Braun. First, like a grown man, he helped Kanye West bully Taylor Swift after the 2016 phone call incident on social media. Taylor says that the only time she says Scooter Braun's name is when she's crying or trying not to cry, and he bought her masters behind her back without giving her the opportunity to own her own music. He's the reason she's re-recording. No Scooters allowed. Second, Ariana Grande fired him after constant arguing they would have, and then he aired out her private drama in a public interview.
With Ariana is I could have said a lot of stuff. In fact, my team wanted me to. When shitty boyfriends leave, she started to see, the light on some stuff, and then
He would also force things upon her, like not giving her a long enough break after the Manchester tragedy and Mac dying.
Supposed to come sing for you today, and because of things that she's going through, you couldn't be here today, and while I was frustrated being the manager.
Third, he lied to Madison Beer and said Justin Bieber discovered her, but he tweeted this off Justin's account. He signed Madison, talked her up, made her think that all her dreams would come true, and then out of nowhere dropped her, leaving her with no one, making her feel deeply insecure and depressed.
And then out of nowhere it was all gone. No more Scooter, no more Justin, no more labels. Everyone left me, everyone gave up.
Fourth, Taylor Swift's friend Tadra Call said he knows that Scooter Braun is homophobic from his personal experience when he was signed to him. Then Demi Lovato said he's not homophobic, he wouldn't have signed me, and then Tadra said he could still be homophobic. Before I say the last one, make sure you follow so you finally know why all these celebrities are so hated and request who you want to see next. Fifth, Scooter Braun managed Carly Rae Jepsen after the success of Call Me Maybe, and he blames himself for her failure to keep her popularity, saying maybe he chose the wrong singles for her, or maybe he forced her to have the wrong look. He led her astray.
Despite being charged with genocide by multiple countries in the international courts, Israel certainly has many friends in high places. This American entrepreneur and record executive has been publicly supporting Israel for at least 11 years, and he's continuing to provide cover for Israel to this day. He's Scooter Braun. In 2011, Scooter brought Justin Bieber to Israel despite the ongoing cultural boycott organized by the BDS movement. Bieber, who was 17 at the time, described being, quote, super frustrated. He refused a request to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli children affected by, quote, Palestinian rocket fire. He later tweeted that it was frustrating being, quote, pulled into politics. In 2017, Scooter brought Bieber to Israel again for a concert and a PR tour. And in 2018, he used stories of Bieber's trips to Israel in a speech at an event for a pro-Israel group, Creative Community for Peace. Creative Community for Peace also organized over 100 entertainment executives and personalities, including Scooter Braun, to publicly endorse and support the Eurovision Song Contest in Israel in 2019. In 2020, claims of anti-Semitism were weaponized against Taylor Swift in her feud with Scooter Braun. Swift took to social media to state, quote, after I was denied the chance to purchase my music outright, my entire catalog was sold to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings, in a deal that I'm told was funded by the Soros family, 23 Capital, and Carlyle Group. Alex Soros' political advocacy group, Bend the Arc, responded to Swift saying, you have every right to be upset about others profiting off your music, but please don't share anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about the Soros family. Shameless greed is a dog whistle used against Jews. Since October 2023, Scooter Braun has been relentlessly posting in support of Israel. He frequently responds to other celebrities in his posts and frequently relays pro-Israel propaganda. In December 2023, he traveled to Israel, met with IOF soldiers, and spoke at a rally. Around this time, music fans started calling for boycotts of the Hybe Corporation. Scooter Braun is CEO of Hybe America, the North American subsidiary of the South Korean entertainment company. In the months since October 2023, K-pop fans have taken various actions, including a boycott of the so-called Big Four: YG Entertainment, JYP Entertainment, SM Entertainment, and Hybe. In addition, fans of groups under Hybe have targeted the company using the hashtag HybeDivest from Zionism. One K-pop fan accused Braun of intimidating fans through DMs. In January 2024, Scooter Braun helped to bring the pro-Israel Nova exhibition to New York. Pro-Palestinian protesters have criticized the exhibition as Zionist propaganda. And in February 2024, he again joined Creative Community for Peace to publicly support Israel's inclusion in the Eurovision Song Contest. Also in February 2024, fans of the K-pop group BTS sent a protest truck to the building of Hybe Labels. The truck called for Hybe to fire Scooter Braun over his support for Israel. In April 2024, Scooter Braun posted a video where an Israeli soldier offers to answer questions about Gaza. The soldier justifies killing infants in Gaza by claiming that Hamas uses them as human shields. As recently as June 2024, Hybe has been accused of censoring artists who are in support of Palestine. During a recent livestream on Weverse, fans asked 17's DK to raise his hand if he supported Palestine. DK raised his hand, and fans claim Hybe has deleted this portion from the recorded video.
Right, okay, so we have a potential Trump supporter. Basically, if you're a Trump supporter, you're seen as anti-LGBTQ, supporting a political movement that supports racism. Her boyfriend is funding Israel, which Israel is obviously anti-Palestine. So we have an interesting look on your character. Okay, Sydney starred in an American Eagle campaign with the tagline that her jeans made her look good in jeans. So jeans as in her makeup, like her DNA, etc. And then jeans made her look good in her jeans as in the pants.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney, Casper King.
Wordplay. Okay, this was spiraling throughout the community. In the audience and people's perspective, it was made to seem that her jeans are like being white and blue-eyed and blonde hair. People were taking it as those jeans were better than other women of color's jeans. However, the company and clothing line Gap made kind of like a rebuttal back to the ad. They involved Cat's Eye, which is a group of popular and talented women, and they're multicultural and women of color. That was just a better ad overall, okay? Like, Gap won the ad Jean wore. Trump did make a tweet in support of Sydney Sweeney saying, Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. It's for American Eagle and the jeans are flying off the shelves. Go get him, Sydney. But then to make it worse, Sydney Sweeney was being interviewed by someone who asked her about the ad. The public, they were extremely disappointed by her response.
I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Social about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment for anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal. Mm-hmm. And it would be totally human. I would probably feel like thankful that somebody had my back in public, you know, and conveniently some very powerful people had my back in public. And I wondered if you felt that way.
I don't think that it's not that feeling I didn't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking of it like that, or like of any of it. I kind of just put my phone away. I was filming every day. I'm filming Euphoria, so I'm working like 16-hour days, and I don't really bring my phone on set, so I work and then I go home and I go to sleep. So I didn't really see a lot of it.
You've made a really good case for keeping your thoughts and your life separate from that work. But the risk is that, you know, there's a chance that somebody will get some idea about what you think about certain issues and feel like, I don't want to see Christy because of that. Like, do you worry about that?
No.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like, white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like, that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
And now the newest controversy is that her co-star Zendaya is refusing to stand next to her for photos and press for the season 3 of Euphoria. Reportedly, we're assuming this is based off assumption, she has in the past made some remarks about Tom Holland while Zendaya and Tom were dating. And one of them was liking a tweet, which people could be like, this was before Zendaya was with Tom Holland, but based on these pictures that she liked, this was Tom Holland after he dated Zendaya, when he got, we like to call it the black girlfriend effect. Okay, nothing bad to it, but this is just like where your black girlfriend like hooks you up and like elevates you and etc. So this isn't when he was like pre that. This looks like when he was dating Zendaya.
Unfortunately for Sydney Sweeney, the internet is forever, and the old tweets that she had liked about Tom Holland have been dug up. If you are new here, we are talking about Zendaya allegedly not wanting to promote the new season of Euphoria alongside Sydney Sweeney. There have been lots of blinds about these two over the years, saying that Sydney Sweeney did not like Zendaya, she was trash talking her. And part of that reasoning is people believe that Sydney Sweeney wants Zendaya's man, she wants Tom Holland. So I went digging and I found the tweets for you. This was back in 2021. Mind you, Zendaya and Tom started officially dating in 2021. He was coming to visit her regularly on set, on Euphoria's set. So Sydney knew he was there to see Zendaya. She was allegedly on Twitter liking tweets about it. And when that's your coworker's man that you know you see him coming to see her every day on set, I think that's a little crazy. Girl is so Cassie coded in real life. She took that role seriously. She wanted to method act Cassie, I guess, and try and steal her coworker's boyfriend. Obviously didn't work because look at the way that Tom looks at Zendaya. And Zendaya clears Sydney Sweeney every day of the week. But I just think it's funny. I think that it's really, really funny that she did not get the man that she wanted and then went around and trash talked Zendaya behind her back, allegedly. Jealousy is not cute, honey.
Is it a coincidence? Is it tension? Who knows? But regardless of what it is, it's adding to the perception of Sydney Sweeney's reputation. We love hearing from others on this channel, so we're gonna hear from some other content creators and what they think about Sydney Sweeney.
Now that Sydney Sweeney's kind of a hot topic again, does anyone else remember that niche scandal back in 2021 when she was caught liking multiple borderline thirsty tweets about Tom Holland? Because I remember that. There are multiple incidents when this has happened. What's even crazier about this is that Tom and Zendaya were definitely dating at that time because they were filming Euphoria around that time and Tom would visit the set to see her. And Sydney also had a fiance while all this was happening. So it's like, girl, what was going on? Like,
that Sydney Sweeney ad was weird as fuck, okay? Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, there was nothing about that ad that was normal or natural in any way, shape, or form. Having a blonde hair, blue-eyed woman who is incredibly conventionally attractive talk about her good genes. Yeah, clocked that heavy.
I'm really starting to feel like this generation of young women is just full of self-centered haters. Obviously, it's not everybody, but all of this Sydney Sweeney hate and criticism is really leaving me perplexed. Being mad at somebody just because they're cute and have a cute body is not a legitimate reason to hate them and cancel them, and promote and encourage other people to hate and criticize them. And I feel like a lot of y'all are becoming the types of people that you claim to despise. Like, y'all are the bullies. You don't have to look any further than in the mirror, okay? Calm down, bring it down a notch. Bring it down a notch. You can say that you dislike her because she's blonde, she's thin, she's got big boobs, she's pretty, she's successful. Admit those things. That's what the real problem is. You can acknowledge that you dislike those things without trying to pull us into this conversation, because it's not about us. None of us are offended. We actually like her. So, pipe down. For us, for Black people, representation was never about making all of media Black. It was like, we just want to see some of us, and we want to see some of us represented in a heterogeneous fashion in our representation. And I think that is the part that went over y'all's head. You're trying to co-opt something that was deeply important to us and to our movement, and you're getting it wrong.
I have an unexplainable hatred towards Sydney Sweeney, and I can't figure it out. Like, I thought, I'm a hater, right? Okay, she's beautiful, she's funny, she's talented, she's got a slamming bod, she's wealthy, like, she's a movie star, you know? Like, I'm envious, I'm being a hater because I'm jealous. But then I see somebody like Sabrina Carpenter, who is like Sydney Sweeney in a different font, and that's not even the polite way to say it. Like, I think they're very different women, but like, canonically the same, like blonde, beautiful, wealthy, talented, famous, like, but I don't feel the same way about Sabrina Carpenter. Like, when I see Sabrina Carpenter, I think about those, like, things that men used to say where they're like, I would drag my balls through a million miles of broken glass just to hear her fart into a walkie-talkie. Like, I'm obsessed with Sabrina Carpenter. I would do anything to breathe the same air supply as her. But yet I hate Sydney Sweeney with, like, a livid passion and, like, feel rage when I see her face. And I did a deep dive on her Instagram, on Sydney Sweeney's Instagram, trying to figure out why I hate her so much, because I can't figure it out. It doesn't make sense to me. Am I in love with her? I don't know. What's happening?
Shout out to those creators. I loved hearing their perspectives, but now it's time for my perspective. It's time for Mind Over Media. Welcome to Mind Over Media. My mind over the media is my thoughts and my perspectives on the controversy. As always, no hate intended. These are just my perspectives. To me, this is just very, and you guys aren't going to be happy with this word, but it's very white feminist core. White feminists typically speak out on things that only benefit them, and they don't think about their actions or how their voices could be used in other conversations to protect women of color. And although this isn't just about women of color, like, we're gonna go controversy by controversy, okay? Me personally, and please, like, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I just don't see the biggest turnaround in that controversy, because to me, it's just saying that she had good genes. But I didn't take it as like everybody else has bad genes. I think it was like a 5-year-old play on of words that they didn't have to use, and it just feels like in bad taste. Like, and like, I don't really care about this ad. When I watch that ad, I'm thinking, what even are we marketing? Like, are we marketing the jeans for real, or are we marketing Sydney Sweeney? I don't know. So the ad is just really weird and doesn't encourage me to buy anything from American Eagle. Her response is just, to me, worse than the ad. The soap, also just in bad taste. I feel like, once again, this was target audience was young men, young boys, not for us. Not everything has to be for us, I guess, but you know, Then the MAGA themed birthday party. To me, her response for the MAGA themed birthday party says more than this jeans ad. She says, an innocent celebration for my mom's milestone has turned into an absurd political statement. Please stop making assumptions. Right, okay, so we see you at a MAGA themed birthday party with Blue Lives Matter shirts and Make 60 Great Again hats, and we're wild. Okay, for assuming that your family and you may support Trump, because you don't look miserable in these pictures. You look like you're having a lot of fun. So these pictures are surfacing, and we're assuming based off of the pictures that are being posted, and we're wild. Okay, please stop making assumptions. Okay, maybe clear the assumptions up. Like, do you support Trump or not? Like, if she really wanted to not be associated with Trump in these MAGA themed like ideals, she could have just said, I don't support Trump. But the fact that you didn't say that, and you're just saying that we're wild and please stop making assumptions, like, now we're gonna think that you're a Trump supporter, and your audience is gonna like that because your audience is very diverse. Just once again, in bad taste. Like, it just feels like she doesn't care, and she's not confirming or denying what the ad was about. And if she is a Trump supporter, like, okay. But so it's like, why would you even tell us to stop making assumptions that we're being wild? Girl, you are a Trump supporter. Like, what? That's just assuming she is because the data says so. Next, I want to talk about Zendaya, because Zendaya's been getting some heat a little bit. It makes perfect sense on why a coworker doesn't want to associate with you anymore after your continuous bad, weird behavior. Okay, if you're at work and your coworker is always getting warnings, and when that coworker tries to come up to you and start talking to you, are you gonna be like, yes, like, yes, queen, I'm awesome, great, I told him I'd be your best friend? No, the coworker is controversial and you don't want to get fired. Zendaya has a lot going for her. She did the movies, she did Euphoria, she's dating Tom Holland, she's in Marvel. Who wants to stand next to Sydney Sweeney after all the controversy? It's just a no-go. Like, why would she even want people to think that she's associated with somebody who hangs around people who are anti-everything, okay, anti-basic rights, who markets herself on hypersexuality, and who potentially may like my man? Like, who would want to even be associated with that in any kind of way? Now, do I think that Sydney Sweeney is like out to steal Tom Holland? Because people were saying that, oh, she's resembling her character on Euphoria, who dates her best friend's ex, abusive ex, by the way. But people are comparing her to her character that she plays and saying that she's a homewrecker. Do I think that Sydney Sweeney is like out to get Zendaya's man, Tom Holland? Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think everybody thinks Tom Holland is hot. Like, duh. Duh. I guess it is weird. It's kind of like if you worked with a coworker and that coworker and went and liked your boyfriend's picture online, you'd be like, do you want to fight right now? I just think that it's Tom Holland and everybody loves Tom Holland. Is it unprofessional to like that picture while being in a workspace with Zendaya and Tom Holland is continuously visiting Zendaya on set? Absolutely. But do I think that she's out to take him from Zendaya? No one could never. As if she could. No one could ever take Zendaya from Tom. No one could ever take Tom Holland from Zendaya. They are just a power couple and they can't be touched, period. Like, do we see how he looks at Zendaya? Do we see how he brings her up? Like, they're getting married. They're married in my mind, you guys, okay? My overall feedback to Sydney Sweeney, if she were to watch this, is you need a PR team, babes, immediately. You also need to act like a person for your audience. Your audience is losing sight of you. They don't know who you are anymore. They don't know what you stand for. They don't know what you believe in. You need to reintroduce yourself. This hypersexual, anti this, hanging around with anti that, it's not good. And people don't know you and people are afraid of what they don't know. You need a PR team and you need to have some humanity somewhere in the line, okay? In your new movie, you're acting as a lesbian professional fighter. And the reason why people aren't going to see that movie is because actors can take on roles that they're completely so far from, but when you're deliberately kind of disrespecting the role by hanging around people who are basically anti-LGBTQ, possibly supporting a president who is anti-LGBTQ, and through your hypersexuality, you're offending other women and feminism in general, no one's gonna go see your movie. You know what I mean? I don't hate Sydney Sweeney. I just think that it is very like white feminist core and she's just in her own little bubble. And that sucks. But I always tell you guys, don't idolize these people because they will let you down every single time. And here we are. Another day being let down. Anyways, guys, we've heard enough from me. Now it's time to hear from you guys. I really want to hear your thoughts and perspectives on the controversy. Is Sydney Sweeney's criticism misunderstood or is it valid? Should celebrities be responsible for family and brand choices? And do you guys think that Sydney Sweeney is out to steal Tom Holland from Zendaya? I'd really love to know what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Love you. Bye. Mwah.